Thank you very much, ED and Deputy ED. I hope we don't have any ambitions of being the other ED, but it's good to dream. Your Majesty Kim Swati III of the Kingdom of Eswatini, Your Excellency João Manuel Gonçalves Lorenzo, President of the Republic of Angola and the Chairperson of SADC, Your Excellency Dr. Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and incoming Chairperson of SADC, and our host of the 44th SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government, Your Excellency Felix Anton Tshisekedi Tshilombo, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo and the outgoing Chairperson of SADC, Your Excellency Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia and the Chairperson of the SADC Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, Your Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania and the incoming Chairperson of the SADC organ, Your Excellency Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, the President of the Republic of Namibia and the outgoing Chairperson of the organ, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, or your representatives or their representatives, Your Excellency General Retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga, Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Your Excellency Colonel Retired Kembo Mohadi, the Vice President of this great republic, Your Excellency Ambassador Dr. Frederick Shava, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and our Chairperson of the SADC Council of Ministers, Your Excellency Mr. Clava Katete, Under-Secretary General and Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers here present, Ambassadors, High Commissioners and members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of our partner institutions, regional, continental and international organizations, members of the Fourth Estate. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning, I believe. Good morning and a happy SADC Day to you all. The 17th. Your Excellencies, it is an honor and privilege to stand before you today to deliver the introductory remarks at this 44th Ordinary SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government. Let me also extend my profound gratitude to the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe for graciously hosting the 44th SADC Summit and for the warm hospitality extended to all delegations. The excellent arrangements for this summit and all preceding meetings is testament to the commitment of the government of Zimbabwe to the ideals and aspirations of SADC. Your Excellencies, the 44th SADC Summit is held under the theme Promoting Innovation to Unlock Opportunities for Sustained Economic Growth and Development towards an Industrialized SADC. This theme takes us further on a transformative journey towards industrialization, which started right here in Zimbabwe through the directive of the 34th SADC Summit to place industrialization at the core of the SADC regional agenda. The theme provides a unique opportunity to shape the future of our region and the steps we must take to accelerate progress on our industrialization agenda. To this end, the region should continue to harness the power of innovation to accelerate implementation of key regional value chains and promote technological transfer to increase manufacturing of value-added products and ultimately realize economic growth and prosperity of our region. To date, intra-regional trade stands at a very low level of about 23%, signifying that as SADC member states, we are trading more with the rest of the world than we do amongst ourselves. One of the culprits, if I can call it, driving these low levels of intra-regional trade is the usual suspect, non-tariff barriers. I think the ministers of trade would relate with this one. Despite the zero import duty of 85% of products traded amongst the SADC member states, intra-SADC importers and exporters continue to encounter new and long-standing unresolved non-tariff barriers. It is therefore imperative to rededicate our collective efforts to implement measures to reduce these barriers and promote intra-regional cooperation and integration. The benefits of an enlarged regional market to the SADC economy and citizens cannot be overemphasized. Our collective market of approximately 389 million people and a combined gross domestic product of about US $841 billion provides an enormous potential for trade and investment opportunities as well as economic growth. In our quest to facilitate enhanced inter-regional trade within our community, your Secretariat is compiling, as we speak, information to produce a list of what we call top 10 exports and imports of SADC member states, and on what the region trades with the rest of the world. This will be used to develop strategic interventions and actions to improve access to markets within our community and to facilitate improved intra-regional trade within the region. I am hopeful, Your Excellencies, that the completion of this exercise will produce declarations on how we will trade going forward and reverse the 23%. The status quo is not ideal in my view, and we must change without delay. Your Excellencies, I'm pleased to report that as part of the ongoing efforts to expand our markets beyond the SADC region, the agreement establishing the tripartite free trade area among the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, the East African Community, EAC, and SADC entered into force on the 25th of July this year, paving the way for member and partner states of the tripartite to access a larger market of now 26 countries, with a population of about 700 million and a GDP of $1 trillion United States dollars. As the chairperson of the tripartite task force, I have already notified all the tripartite member and partner states about this positive development, which is a key milestone in the promotion of intra-Africa trade and enhancement of economic integration in the tripartite area. On peace and security, Your Excellencies, the SADC region continues to stand out as a beacon of hope for peace, security, and stability in the continent of Africa, notwithstanding the security challenges in the eastern part of the DRC. Our region remains resolute towards finding lasting peace and security in the DRC. Last year, we deployed the SADC mission in the DRC to support the government to restore peace and security following an increase in conflicts and instability caused by the resurgence of armed groups. This mission should complement ongoing diplomatic processes, namely the Luanda and Nairobi processes, which aim to bring all concerned parties to the negotiating table to find a lasting solution to the conflict. Regarding the security situation in Mozambique and following the deployment of the SADC mission in the country since July 2021, I wish to report, Your Excellencies, that the mission was successfully concluded on the 4th of July this year, and that the security situation in Cabo Delgado is better off than it was prior to the mission's deployment. Through SAMIM, we succeeded in facilitating humanitarian assistance, controlling radicalization and indoctrination, and in protecting public infrastructure, thus restoring essential public services. In collaboration with the government of Mozambique and other partners, the region has created a secure environment, allowing the return of over 600,000 of the 1.2 million internally displaced persons to their places of origin. Allow me to express our sincere gratitude to His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, the chairperson of the SADC organ, for his unwavering commitment for sustained peace and security in the region. Under his leadership, our region has taken concrete steps to foster cooperation, to consolidate peace, security, and stability, and in particular to highlight one, unlocking the levers to drive the reform process in the Kingdom of Lesotho. Similarly, I wish to thank the SADC chairperson, His Excellency President João Manuel Gonçalves Lorenzo, for leading the Luanda process in his capacity as the African Union champion on peace and reconciliation in Africa. It is our hope, Your Excellency, that your diplomatic prowess will help find peaceful and amicable solutions to the conflict in the eastern part of the DRC and bear fruit. Your Excellencies, the 2023-24 rainfall season has been a challenging one, with most parts of the region experiencing the negative effects of the El Niño phenomenon, characterized by a late onset of rains, extended mid-season dry spells, and extreme high temperatures. As a result, an estimated 67.7 million of our people in the region, representing more than 17% of the region's population, have been negatively affected. I wish to take this opportunity once more to express our sincere gratitude to the SADC chairperson, His Excellency President Lorenzo, for swiftly convening the extraordinary summit on the 20th May of this year to address the humanitarian situation emanating from the drought and floods. He accordingly launched the SADC Regional Humanitarian Appeal worth approximately $5.5 billion to support the humanitarian needs and disaster response recovery of the affected populations. Your Excellencies, with the increased scope of the SADC agenda, our region requires adequate financial resources to implement interventions and programs outlined in the RSDP 2020-2030 to enable us to achieve our collective aspirations of a peaceful, inclusive, competitive, middle to high-income industrialized region, as envisioned in our 2050 vision. It is evidently clear that without adequate resources for interconnected, quality, and seamless infrastructure, it will be in the form, be it in the form of roads, railways, ports, energy, or ICT, our efforts to industrialize and integrate our economies and unlock the region's full potential will stall. It is therefore imperative, as we intensify our efforts to mobilize resources, we should deliberate and expedite. We should be deliberate and expedite the operationalization of the Regional Development Fund. The SADC founders, in their wisdom, envisioned that the SADC Treaty, the RDF as a mechanism for financing programs to accelerate economic development and growth of our region. However, The agreement on the operationalization of this fund is yet to enter into force. As of today, only 8 member states have signed the agreement, with only 1 ratification by the Republic of Angola. May I call upon member states to expedite the processes of signing and ratifying this agreement and follow the lead of our chairperson, President Lorenzo. We also recognize commitments made by the DRC and the Republics of Zambia and Zimbabwe to ratify very soon. Your Excellencies, as I conclude, let me highlight the critical importance of paying particular attention to the needs of the youth in promoting innovation, industrialization, peace and security. As Your Excellencies may be aware, the SADC region, just like the rest of Africa, has the youngest and fastest growing population in the world. This provides a democratic dividend capable of embracing new technologies and innovation and sustaining supply of labor to drive the industrialization agenda and spur economic growth and development. We just witnessed this potential coming to life a couple of days ago at the SADC public lecture, ably delivered by our host, His Excellency President Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa at the University of Zimbabwe. The youth were taking the lead to innovate, to create new advancements, and simply to dream. The President has put funding aside dedicated to these young men and women to shape the industrial revolution of the country, for which we commend him most sincerely. Your Excellencies, we can all learn from this initiative and possibly ignite the bigger revolution in our region. As part of the implementation of the 41st Summit theme titled Human and Financial Capital, the key drivers for sustainable industrialization in the SADC region, which was adopted last year in Luanda, the region convenes the SADC Youth Forum this year with calls for the region to develop public policies that encourage active youth participation in mainstream economy as well as the representation of young women in the development processes. I would like to reiterate the need to invest in the youth by providing them with the necessary skills, resources, entrepreneurial and job opportunities with a view to unlock their potential, thereby creating pathways for them to become agents of change and contributors of regional integration, sustainable peace and security, and inclusive economic growth. I wish to take this opportunity to thank the chairperson of SADC, His Excellency João Manuel Gonçalves Lorenzo, the President of the Republic of Angola, for his exemplary leadership, guidance, and insights during his tenure. In the past year, the chairperson has demonstrated exceptional leadership, vision, and dedication in steering the SADC towards achieving its mandate. He has provided guidance, wisdom, and deep insights to the Secretariat during his visit to the Secretariat in Gaborone on the 14th of July this year. As we look ahead to the coming year, the Secretariat reaffirms its unwavering commitment to work collaboratively with the incoming chairperson of SADC, His Excellency Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, the President of this Republic, to move the SADC agenda forward and mainly focusing on industrialization or industrializing our region. With these remarks, I wish Your Excellencies fruitful deliberations as we collectively endeavor to shape the future of our region. I am confident that the outcomes of your deliberations today will positively impact the lives of our citizens. I thank you for your attention. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Asante sana. Tatenda kialebuch.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Another round of applause for the SADC Executive Secretary, His Excellency Mr. Elias Magosi.